Hey guys, welcome back. Orbomb here, bringing you another one of our live tabletop matchups. This should be the last one where we do a tabletop matchup with like a deck profile video. I believe maybe we'll do one more. We'll have to see how my scheduling works. But today you got me to the left. I am playing Baby Blacephalon, trying to see if we can make it work in this current format. This is a deck that you guys really wanted to see, and honestly, I'm quite surprised by how well it's working without all the other all the other extra cards. And to my left is my buddy Steven. Those backward cards are mysterious treasures. Don't worry about that. He has those coming in the mail. This is his version of Naganadel Beast Box kind of deck. He's playing the Porygon build. There's an argument whether you want to play the Porygon build or the stack attack, like bulky build. I like them both. I'm not actually just in general a huge fan of the Beast Box deck. But I'm also not a huge fan of the Blacephalon deck. But you guys really wanted to see these, and I'm actually going to show you guys what we came up with. So the whole idea of Naganadel is that you draw a bunch of cards using the Dragon Naga to discard an Ultra Beast, draw 3, and then you use Brock's Grit to get those Pokemon back, and you just have a consistent draw engine with your Ultra Space, Cherish Balls, Mysterious Treasures, Pokecoms that can get you the Porygons really easy. And the whole idea is that because there's a lot less gusting in the format, your Porygons are pretty safe on the bench, because usually when you want to target a Pokemon, you're not targeting the Porygon, especially since they can just set another one up fairly quickly. Well, with Blacephalon, it's easy. Just get up your baby Blacephalons. My mic is shaking. Hopefully this doesn't this doesn't mess the audio up too much. If it does, I do apologize. I still don't have a desk yet. I'm still waiting for all the renovations to be done in the house. But with baby Blacephalon, it's just play welder. We lost a lot of good cards in Wishful Baton, which was like the main card to make this work, and we have a lot less recovery, so we have to play Brox to get energies and Pokemon back in the deck. But you still have access to Jirachi, and I'm playing a more turbo build. No greens in this deck, just a bunch of Judge Whistles, Acrobikes, Jirachi, and other draw-based cards. So it's been working really well for me, as you'll see in these games over here. And Naga's ability to just target the bench is so strong. And being able to just kind of like trap things in the active if they play Custom Catcher and just target the bench over and over again with 170 damage. 170 is pretty good, and since you have access to recycle energies, when you discard them for your attack, you can just get them right back into your hand and then reattach them using Porygon Z. So the whole game plan is just to set up as many Nagas as you can early, and then you have other attackers. You have Steven has Baby Xurkitree in there. Gives you confusion, instant paralysis, things like that. We have, Blacephalon GX, or not Blacephalon, Buzzle Pheromosa for a nice GX attack, because the GX attack with this Naga is not that great. It lets you put a prize from your opponent's discard pile to their prize cards, but you do have access to Baby Naganadel, which is not Baby Naganadel, a Psychic Naganadel GX, which is an amazing GX attack in this deck, especially in a tag team focused meta. It's essentially the easy game plan of target a GX Pokemon, hit it once, use Baby Naga in like a triple energy if you want, and use a GX attack, putting you both down to 3 prizes, and then attack that GX attack for game. If they don't have any healing on that turn, they lose the game that turn, because you can attack them from anywhere on the board, assuming they don't play things like Baby Mew. Now, Baby Mew could be spiking up in popularity. I mean, it's already pretty good for Porygon, but it could be really good for this deck as well. We'll have to see how good that is. Otherwise, you're gonna have to play Gusting. But this deck can definitely fit Gusting. I don't think my opponent Steven's playing Gusting right now, but it can definitely fit the Gusting thanks to your constant drawing using your Naganadel's drawing cards. Now, as you can see, I did use that Judge Whistle to get me a Flint. Judge Whistle is great in this deck as just like a -1, because the whole thing with this deck is that you want to get your combo pieces, right? You play your Pokegears, because like the only supporters you play in here are like 4 Welders and a Brock. Like a single block. You play Palpat to reuse those welders, which is something that I found to be very useful. But because you can set up a Blacephalon on 1 turn thanks to Welder, then you just use your Fiery Flints, you shuffle back in energies. You can use that one card I play, Energy Recycle System. You can play Energy Recycler, put 5 in, but Energy Recycle System has been way more clutch to me than Energy Recycler, just because I've been able to get back that 1 energy that I sometimes need to take a knockout that turn. You can play your Custom Catchers that you can find with Jirachi, and you're just drawing a bunch. Like this deck, I can draw through the majority of this deck because there's 15 energies in here, which you can find with your Flints. We do play 4 Flints in this deck, and it's pretty easy to find them when you're drawing as many cards as you are. Like just having Acrobike and Judge Whistle and drawing the 3 from Heat Factory sometimes, and from your Welders, and using Jirachi and digging every turn with with Ultra Space. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You just have to learn. You just have to chain your welders a lot more often than you would think because you don't have access to Wishful Baton anymore, which definitely does suck. Definitely makes the deck a little bit worse than before, but being able to put those energies back in your hand with fire crystals and stuff like that has been proven to be pretty useful. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a knockout there. So now I have my Jirachi with the escape board. I have Welder in hand. I can use fire crystal to get those energies back. I really want to use a... I'm using Ultra Space first, my bad, before I use Jirachi, yeah. So now I'm going to use the Ultra Space to get a Blacephalon on my deck just to thin my deck by 1. I'm still playing Blacephalon GX. Blacephalon GX is not just a... I'm probably going to put that card in my hand. Probably not on the board yet. We'll see. I guess I'm putting it on the board, doesn't matter. And let's see, Fiery Flint, what I was looking for there. Being able to use Fiery Flint over and over again has been proving to be pretty useful. I'm gonna use the Fire Crystal first, get some energies in my hand, I suppose. I do have enough here to take a knockout if I Welder, manually attach, and then Fire Flint. Actually, I'm still 1 energy short, so it depends if I have an energy in my hand already. I'm gonna lose the Brock here because by the time he knocks out all my Blacephalons, I should be able, as long as I'm chaining knockouts pretty well, I shouldn't have to worry about needing to get those Blacephalons back. And also, I have access to Pal Pad as well, so it's not the end of the world, right? Draw 3 more cards, 2 Acro Bikes. Don't think I'm going to use them quite yet. I'm still afraid of like Judge Whistle, which does really mess this deck up. But if you can preserve your draw, your item-based draw, I'm gonna go ahead and take a knockout there and grab my 2 surprises. If you can preserve your item-based draw, then you're not too worried about Reset Stamp as much as other decks are, especially if you conserve your Jirachis as well. I do play 2 Jirachis in this deck. Kind of want to go to a higher count so I can lead with them more often, but because I'm already playing 4 Blacephalon and 1 Blacephalon GX, the only real reason why I want to play 4 Jirachis is so I don't lead Blacephalon GX. I haven't led it yet, and we played like a good 10 games in this matchup off screen. Where at first I played this deck with only 12 energies, and what did I play? I played like some other card. Oh, I played Salazzle, and then I played Ninetales, and then I removed all those cards because I found that I just keep running out of energies too quickly. And then I put in more energies, and I went from losing every game versus Naga to winning a good amount of them. So it's still pretty close because I've had a game where they can trap me with like status conditions, and then I'm just kind of stuck because my retreat cost is too high. Ooh, my throat is killing me. Where's my water? Give me 1 second, guys. Ooh, I know it annoys some people when I clear my throat, so I do apologize. Speaking of which, Nihilego can do that exact thing. Nihilego is actually pretty cool for copying the GX attack of Blacephalon while it's on the board. I believe it can do that. I actually don't remember. But here the Poison and Confusion is super killer for me because I can't do much about it. I'm forced to switch, which is more energies in the discard pile. So keep drawing here, get that energy in my hand for discarding. Using Ultra Space, which is definitely not bad. I believe he reset stamped me. Is that why my hand is so low? I actually don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely in a really weird position here. I'm definitely gonna have to retreat to get Jirachi because I can't just sit there and do nothing. I learned that off screen in a different game where if you just sit there and do nothing, it's pretty bad. Oh, here's Lucamine Prism. I believe I took the Lucamine Prism out. It might still be in there, I don't remember. But Lucamine Prism was definitely a card that was able to be played around in this matchup just because of Naga being able to snipe the bench. And since I played Jirachi, I figured there's not really a reason to play Lucamine Prism, but it was really good when it worked. But since I added the Jirachis, it's been pretty just mediocre at best. It's pretty much a matchup thing though. Maybe I'll put it back in if I test against different matchups. But it does give you a free turn to stall. And even if you can't use Welder that turn, you can always use that first attack to flip over a prize, which is good information in general, as well as a little bit of damage that could put them in range of 1 less fire energy discard, which could sometimes be pretty useful. But here my opponent has to take 3 more knockouts. I just gotta take 1 more big knockout. I have access to Welder. I have double Custom Catcher in my hand as well. I think I'm gonna use Jirachi first. I would like to get a Fire Crystal, which I found, but now I'm just debating. How do I take a knockout here? Because I have double Custom Catcher, right? So I have to target that Naga on the bench, which means I have to have 1 energy. Oh, you know what I could do as well? I could finish the game off with a Welder plus manual attachment and double Custom Catcher for game. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, double Custom Catcher that thing. I forgot about this. The Welder there, manual attachment, and then just get rid of all 5 energies off the board to win the game with Blacephalon GX, and there we go. So I have, yeah, it's pretty sick. All right, cool. So there we go. There's game 1, Blacephalon GX winning. There's going to be a little bit of camera shifts for the games. I believe we recorded these on different days. Yeah, we did. It's been a while since we recorded these. I actually recorded these before the majority of the matches you guys found, but then we never got a game 3 finished. And Steven, my lovely friend over there, he actually had his girlfriend come visit from Florida, so I let them just like chill, so I didn't bother him at all. So I had to wait like a good week and a half until I was able to see him again to record and stuff. Because you know how it is, long distance relationships. You gotta let them hang out. You gotta give them that free time. Blacephalon, luckily not a lead and a Jirachi lead as well, so not a bad hand. We got a Flint in hand as well. I believe we're going second this game. We'll find out. I don't remember because once again we did record these on different days. Oh, and there's the camera moving. But it looks like I was just trying to... Okay, looks like we're good. Hopefully we stay good. And let's see. I do like the lighting on this one a little bit more. It is kind of weird because like I don't really have working lights, so I kind of base it off the time of the day I record. My opponent, pretty decent opening hand here. Lily, 2 Blacephalons, Zerk. Zerk is pretty annoying because it can't hit that Oko number. I believe... I actually don't remember. I'm going to look up Zerkatry real quick while this video is going on. Let's see. All I know is that it can confuse, which is super annoying. Circuitry, TCG. I don't remember what set it's from either. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. That's the promo one. This is the one that has Dazzle Blast. If you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining. Oh no, it doesn't take any Oko numbers, but with a Beast Energy it does. And Cablegram can instantly paralyze as well, which is a pretty good thing to have in this current format. Porygon down. Overall, a pretty good turn 1. No manual attachments, but that's unnecessary really when you have access to Porygon Z. You don't really care about getting those every turn manual attachments, but I do care about getting that Fiery Flint turn 1 and a Welder as well, so I guess I didn't need the Flint as bad. The Welder is definitely pretty useful though. I'm gonna Welder. Attach those energies, draw 3 more cards, play another baby Blacephalon down, and I think that's just a pass here. I didn't flip for a wake up yet. I probably should do that. I think I'll do that in a second. He'll remind me either during my turn or during a different turn. We'll see. So there is Rainbow Energy, Triple Energy, and he can just take a knockout on my bench Blacephalon that got set up here, which is why I was a little bit worried. It's also why I didn't attach 2 energies using Welder. So I knew I wasn't going to attack that turn. So you can just go ahead and snipe this dude, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, it is what it is. He did put down the Ultra Space, so now I can go ahead and find more Blacephalons, which is good. It's another cool thing about this matchup, probably why I had a little bit of an edge, is because, like, the hardest thing about this deck is finding your baby Blacephalons, right? You don't have Nest Ball anymore, and full Ultra Space is realistically not enough. But because he plays Ultra Space as well, we both benefited from having Ultra Space out the entire game. So he's going to go ahead and take that knockout there on the bench. Hopefully he remembers to take a prize. I think he forgot to take a prize. Cool. Well, I don't think it matters, guys. Trust me. I'm pretty sure he ends up winning this game because this is game 2, right? So he forgot to take a prize there, so don't worry about that. I guess it just makes for a longer game. Yay. Oh, I forgot about this game. Oh, I acrobiked into a double Fire Crystal, and I was like, what the heck, man? I really like this card. So I get Hate Factory here just to help me kind of set up, because I really need to find a skateboard. Makes me really want to play a higher count of like switches or skateboards in this deck. I found, because I definitely did not like having Jirachi stuck in the active all the time. And then look, I did it again. So I lost 2 Fire Crystal because both of my acrobikes got me double Fire Crystal, which is huge because you got to keep those Fire Crystals in this matchup. Which sucked, but it's one of those risks you have to play whenever you're making this deck. You want to make sure you can draw as many cards as possible. Getting a Welder here is not bad. We have an escape board on the bench one. I don't plan on attacking this turn, which is why I attached it to the bench one. Although, in general, I don't think I should have. I am going to use Brock this turn to shuffle all those cards back in, I guess. Or maybe yeah, I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no point doing that yet. I still have a few more Blacephalons. Oh, but I do remember I have one Blacephalon prize, and I think I have the GX prize as well. Getting rid of my Heat Factory, which is what I expected, but had to draw those cards while I could. Try to thin my deck as much as possible so that we can get out of these situations more often. He's just going to target down another Blacephalon, I believe, because he knows I'm going to run out of attackers soon if he doesn't do that. And we'll see what happens. He does have Porygon out. Recycle energies are coming in. Unit energy down there. Lily for a few cards. Oh, and I don't think he has a knockout this turn. And I remember this crazy play he did, which I thought was hilarious. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This is funny. This is funny. He's going to GX me right now. and put my baby Blacephalon in my prizes. So I'm forced to take a knockout. I think that's what he's going to do, right? He's going to stamp me first, which is a good play. And because he can't take a knockout this turn, because he whiffed his recycle energies and reset stamp, and his triple energies, which is one thing I think I really want to change about this deck, is to play 4 recycle energies instead of just 3, because he's only playing 3 because you realistically only need 3, but you got to find them all first, right? So you put the Blacephalon immediately into my prizes. So now I have 7 prizes, which is ridiculous, but it's fine, whatever. So draw my 6 cards. Still no escape board. Just kidding, is there? I totally missed it. I'm gonna Ultra Space here because I know it's on the deck, but I think I have the Blacephalon GX in the deck still. So I have 2 baby Blacephalons prize, which is my goal now is to try to find them. I need to immediately get the baby Blacephalons though, for sure. Which I know which one is my baby Blacephalon prize because that's just how the game works, you know. He showed you what the prize is. But now I need to really work on, I need to find a flint this turn. We're using Jirachi. Yeah, I'm gonna use Jirachi here. And no flints. Palpad is good because I can put those welders that I used back in the deck for sure, but still no flint, which sucks. Oh, which is another thing, another version of this deck I want to try is the order pad build, because realistically you really want to find those flints and you really want to find those fire crystals when they come in clutch. Here I'm just gonna use welder because I really need to start using stuff. Draw 3, and I did not find a flint still. Got another welder for next turn. I'm thinking I should probably power pad this turn to put those welders back because I'm definitely going to be using multiple welders this game now. But I'm going to retreat into this and use that first attack because I need to find stuff, and there's a Pokegear. I forgot I'm not allowed to change the order of prizes. So he's going to draw 3 more cards. As you can see, he's just running through his deck. Like the majority of his deck is already gone. Just being able to discard an Ultra Beast and draw 3 is so powerful. He's able to consistently set up his board quite nicely. And he still has space for 1 more card too. So if he wants to, he can play down another Porygon to make sure that even if I were to like target that Porygon Z on the bench, he would have another one down. He's on Brock's Gray here, shuffle back those Ultra Beasts so that he can draw more later. And he can search them out with Ultra Space. So overall, it's just a really cool engine I like a lot. Let's see, Duskman. Perfect. So he's going to take a knockout in the active. And now I'm just going to hope I can find Flint, because that's all I got to do now. And there's my Flint. So I have the Flint so I can actually start doing stuff. And I need to start taking my prizes, man. So I have enough here to take a knockout with the Flint plus the crystal. I believe I have the other crystal in my hand still. But I have no more crystals. So the rest of this game is based off of like shuffling energies back in with... So I'm going to manually attach 1 and, of course, draw my 3. I have to shuffle back in energies using Brock at some point in the game, for sure, because I kind of need to. I have 4 in hand, and he did attach a Rainbow Energy, so it is a knockout. I'm going to go ahead and pow pad now, because I really need to get these welders back in the deck. I have to continuously use welders. I can't run out. And I can take 1 prize I know is going to be Blacephalon, so the other prize is what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to manually attach 1. So I still need 1 more energy back, right? Let me find out here. Or maybe there's already 4. I guess there was already 4, so we're good. So I'm definitely getting the Blacephalon and whatever that other prize is. So now we have another attacker, which is good. I think it was Ultra Space, which sucks, but it's fine. There's another rare candy. I guess he's just tossing the rare candy using treasure to get Nihilego. He's gonna use Ultra Space to grab Naganadel. Only playing a 1 of the Psychic one just for the GX attack. You don't really need to attack the other one. I mean, you can hit for 100, I guess, because ideally you want a Porygon down, right? Which means you can have 4 other Ultra Beasts down your bench, but you don't really want to. You want to make sure you have 2 Porygons down in case they want to target one of them. And I think this deck, I don't actually think this deck plays a Mew, but this deck should probably be playing a Mew, because if you run into the mirror match, you don't want your opponent to be sniping your Porygons. So you want to have a Mew down sometimes as well. And it goes the same, it's the same playing for Pikarom, right? You don't want them to pull up one of the Porygons just to knock out them both at the same time. So you definitely want to play a Mew in here. And he's going to go ahead with that Beast Energy, take a knockout, hitting me for 130. And I'm just going to go ahead and spend my turn, hoping for the best here. I don't have another welder in my hand right now, but I still have access to Jirachi. I also have Pokegear as well that I can try to find a welder with, which I found. I'm only looking at the top 5 because I thought it was a Jirachi effect. But there's Pokegear to get me a welder, which means I can at least use Blacephalon this turn. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I turned over the Jirachi thinking I just used the Pokegear, thinking use Jirachi over Pokegear. Then I realized, oh wait, I haven't used Jirachi yet. Let me go ahead and use Jirachi first. And I'm gonna use Jirachi to get me a, I guess, energy recycle system. That can give me a +1 energy in my hand, or I can shuffle 3 back in. Honestly, I think shuffling 3 back in might have to be the play, but we'll have to see it based on like how this turn pans out. Let's see, Fire Crystal first. Get some energies in my hand so I can use Welder. I think I only grabbed 2. Yeah, I only grabbed 2. I need to grab, no, I think I grabbed 3, never mind. And there's a Fiery Flint. Oh no, never mind, I'm using Pokegear again. Just the thin, okay, I see. Because I really need to get Fiery Flint, and I've only used 1 this whole game, I believe, which means I have pretty high odds of finding another one. But if I can find another one, then I'd be in a really good position. And there it is. Oh, did I not get it? I think I was 1 card short. Was I 1 card short? I don't remember. Yes, I was 1 card short. I drew 4 by accident. Oh, that's such a shame. Double custom catch the Porygon. Try to slow him down just a little bit. See what I can do. Attach there. And I'm just trying to stall him out a bit. I think this turn I'm going to use the other Jirachi. Just try to continuously try to get those flints in my hand. There are 2 flints there, and I whiffed them so many times, but there we go. So I have the flint in my hand now, and I just have to pass. Rare candy for the other Porygon. So this is what I mean by like it's so easy to just set up other Porygons. And here he can actually attack for 120, and then he just confuses himself, which is like whatever, because as long as he has a non-GX Pokemon up, he's pretty safe, right? That's his mentality at least. And this game is definitely just downhill. It took too long for me to find energies, and then he kept knocking out Blacephalons, and I couldn't do much about it because I couldn't find a skateboard. So if anything from this matchup, I've learned that I probably do need more switch cards, but it's just a matter of what do I cut out. The deck profile for this will be coming out soon. It's actually going to come out in a PTCGO way instead of my usual live deck profile, just because there's nothing new in this deck. It's just different cards to make the deck more consistent. There is no real new cards we can play in here. You could argue you can play Heat Factory, but just flints are arguably better because it lets you get even more out of the deck while discarding, which helps you thin so that you can find your combo pieces more often. So, excuse me. So I'm playing the flints, plus you need to play 4 Ultra Space because you have to find your Blacephalons. I'm hoping that with a 180 HP Pokemon, I can survive something, but he only has 2 prizes left to take, which means he only has to take a knockout Jirachi and a Blacephalon, so there's not really a purpose. This is just for like an alternate attacker, and maybe I can confuse and poison to stall a little bit. But here I'm going to go ahead and take a knockout. And I definitely don't want Pokegear, just going to take another one at random. Find a Fire Energy, which is kind of like whatever, I guess. I was hoping to find a Blacephalon, but I did not. Not like it matters at this point, right? He has Baby Blacef here. I mean, not Baby Blacef, Baby Buzzwole. I'm at 4 prizes, so he can hit me for 120. So that is going to be a knockout. Once again, just having non-GX Pokemon active is just really good for my opponent. And I can double custom, I already double custom catcher this game, so unless I find another double custom catcher, it doesn't really matter too much. Probably should have flinted before I played the Acrobike, because the Acrobike found me two energies, right? I also don't want to deck out though, and I'm definitely going to deck out soon at this point. Yeah, as you can see, there's 1 card left in my deck that I just leaves Jirachi to look at, and I'm going to retreat. And I have access to a Brock, maybe? I'm going to go ahead and take a knockout there, and then he's just going to go ahead and target my bench dude for game. So that's going to be game 2. Maybe you can play a Baby Mew in here, and that could help a lot versus this matchup as well. There's a lot of different cards you can play. I actually kind of like Baby Mew the more I think about it, because Baby Mew can put those 1 damage counters on Pokemon that are like that 1 HP off from like being 1 less. There's a lot of 1 in that sense. A 1 less energy to discard. So Baby Mew could definitely be good in here as well. It's not a bad start either, so, and you can always recover with Brock's Grit. So there's a few options you have to make this matchup a little bit better. I wasn't really building these decks for this matchup though. I was building these decks for the, you know, general general battles. But yeah, Baby Mew could definitely be another lead in here that could help you not lead Blacephalon GX, but also helps you not lead Jirachi, which kind of sucks. But with definitely game 3 here, you guys saw like how explosive this deck can be in game 1. And in game 2, you guys saw how like targeting the bench is super annoying if you can consistently do it. So it makes me think that Mew is going to be a really good card in a lot of different decks. I mean, not like it already isn't, right? You know what I mean? But when you focus, like this deck is focused on consistency, and now we have to move forward to focusing it on like, you know, the meta, you know? So if Naganadel GX becomes really, really big, which I think personally, if I were going to play Naga GX, I already showcased it to you guys, but I feel like Naga GX is excellent in Blacephalon GX, in a Blacephalon GX deck, so in a Blounds deck. So I personally would not play it like this. I play it more as in a Blounds matchup, but I do like it in here as well. I do like Porygon as an engine for sure. I think it's really, really cool. And there's the flip. He flipped three times to see if he can. Oh, he's playing the 50 HP one that lets you search for special energies. Good way to get those recycle energies as quickly as possible. Gonna go ahead and manually attach that there. And probably just hit him again. I mean, not hit him again, but hit him with the first attack, because there's not much I got going on right now. Oh, I guess I'm just retreating. Never mind. Okay, putting energies in discard pile is definitely not bad. We can grab a welder here, and we have the fire crystal in hand, so we can get those energies back. No point in using the welder this turn though, because we already learned from last game that sniping is no good. So I think I'm just gonna pass this turn with that in my hand. We'll see though. Oh, actually, I do need to draw more cards, so I think I'm going to attach. Yeah, I'm gonna have to attach. Okay, I see what I'm doing. I have to attach because I need to draw, because I'm not doing anything. I have Pokegear, I have Flint, so I have some cards I can play. And here I'm just gonna pass. Because he doesn't have like all of his pieces. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say because like he doesn't have Ultra Space down or anything really going in his hand. I was hoping that he wouldn't have the Nagas, but he does. But now he just needs to find the energy pieces, right? 2 Nagas is definitely helpful though. That Cherish Ball is essentially a +3 now. Thanks to Naga GX, so he's gonna draw 3 more cards. And now he has Ultra Space, which is another +3. It's cool, right? Like, you can get down these Nagas, and then all these Ball Search cards are essentially draw 3 cards from your deck, right? That's so cool to me. So here is another +3. So he drew 6 cards already just by playing 2 search cards. And then he has Bills. Bills is there to get him red, get him rare candy. I personally think he should just stick with the draw support thing and, you know, not play Bills. But Bills worked out for him here. He got Pokecom and he got rare candy, which means he should be able to get a Porygon here. There's another another Poipole down. Does he have a Pokemon to shuffle back? Yeah, he does. Okay, cool. And now he gets Porygon. Oh, he doesn't get another. Oh, he already had the Porygon Z in his hand. Look at that. And now already he has a perfect board state. 4 Nagas, or at least 4 potential Nagas and 2 potential Porygons. He's going to go ahead and just shuffle his deck, but he got 3 tails. So unfortunately, I mean, search his deck, but he got 3 tails, so he could not find any of the things, any of the special energies. But like, he did whiff a knockout here, but overall, he had a really good turn 1. Or turn 2, I guess. And we're gonna see if we can match this pace by trying to find welders and that fire crystal we have in our hand as well. I'm gonna manually attach, I guess. Maybe I want to discard it. It's a pretty tough call. I have a few cards in my hand I don't want to discard. The majority of the cards in my hand I don't want to discard. I don't know, did I use Jirachi? Did I forget to use Jirachi? I hope I didn't forget to use Jirachi. We'll see. Gonna go ahead and just take a knockout there. Keep everything in my hand because I don't want to discard anything in my hand. I have the Fire Flint, but it's really not worth using quite yet. Chose to make this one active. Not, I guess it has a beast energy on there, so he can hit 130, which is a knockout. So assuming that's why he wants to do it, that's not bad. I mean, whatever. He only has 3 Naga GX and 3 Dragon Nagas anyway, so it does work out. So he's gonna go ahead and probably just take a knockout. He has 5 Ultra Beasts down, including the active, so that is going to be a knockout here thanks to beast energy, making him hit 130. But he plays the metal Duskmane Necrozma, right? The baby Duskmane Necrozma, which is a good way to weaken things to put them in range of the 160 snipe, because it does do 60 damage to any GX on the board. So it's just a bunch of like small snipe damages that can add up to like a big snipe knockout. We have double Fire Crystal in our hand, which is going to be pretty nice if we can get a Welder as well. Gonna go ahead and use Ultra Space first. Get another Blacephalon down. Just have the whole army down here, and I'm gonna see if there's any other. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely search this turn. So probably going to drop one of the flints, which you hate to see, and I think I have to drop one of the fire energies. I have the Fire Crystal in hand, but like in general, you don't want to discard fire energies if you don't have to. Even if you play the Fire Crystal, you want to make sure you have as many like saved up as possible, so you can take as many knockouts as possible. Especially like this deck. This deck will definitely shine versus non-GX decks. Versus tag team decks, I should say. I'm gonna go ahead and find that first. Surprised I didn't play the Pokegear first, but preserving the Pokegears are pretty good for like later in the game, I suppose. But yeah, we can't play another Fire Crystal. We're gonna end this one with only one card in our hand, but we did draw another Fire Energies, which is a manual attachment. And I need to use this Fire Crystal to get 3 more energies into my hand so I can take a knockout here, because I do need 5 to take a knockout. And I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there we go. Take a knockout right there. So ideally we can find another Fiery Flint. Get more energies into my deck. He's gonna reset stamp me to 3, which is obviously not ideal. But we have a Jirachi down, and he has to knock out the active in fear of like us finding more combo pieces, which means our Jirachi should be able to maybe get us out of this situation. We'll find out. But yeah, definitely has a knockout, and then we can just put Jirachi active, draw my 3 cards, and then my 1 for turn. Judge Whistle for +1, Lucamine Prism, which once again, I'm not the biggest fan of the Lucamine Prism in this deck, as I found. Because like there's no point in playing it, right? Because he can just knock out the Jirachi. We have a Fire Crystal we can get, but no what's it called? No Welder. We might have a Pokegear. I should have done this forever ago, guys. I just realized I did not play the Ultra Space yet. Definitely should have played the Ultra Space earlier, but we do get the Blacephalon GX just to get it out of our deck, put it into our hand. So hopefully, I don't think it's benched right now. Although we could bench it just to use its attack, but we'd have to get energies in our hand, which is like super annoying. We're gonna have to use the Fire Crystal. I did discard it. It's supposed to be in my hand, so I'm gonna go use the Fire Crystal, attach 1. I'm not gonna use Welder this turn. I'm just gonna spend this turn just confusing him. Using my GX attack, because I only have to take 1 more knockout now this way, which is fairly easy to do. We can get double Custom Catcher. We can get a bunch of energies in our hand. So now it just becomes a matter of can we do it. Not to mention, if we get Welder plus manual attachment, that is 4 energies on the board, which is 200 damage. Not enough for a knockout quite yet, but if he attaches Rainbow Energy to anybody, it could be. Gonna hit me for 60 here. Doesn't want a non-GX active. We also found a Fiery Flint, which might just be game if we can get a double Custom Catcher here. We'll see. Looking at my hand, I only have 1 Custom Catcher right now, which means I'd have to Welder into it. But I can definitely lose the Lucamine Prism if I were to use Fiery Flint, so that's probably what I would do first. Gonna go ahead and check the numbers in my deck first before I do it, just using Ultra Space, of course. This is a much longer, actually it's not that long of a video. I can just feel my voice straining. And hopefully like my room is like completely barren, so it's gonna be a little bit echoey, so hopefully the audio isn't that bad. He already used his reset stamp, so I'm feeling pretty confident in playing Fiery Flint, but I think okay, so I remember what I'm going to do this turn. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and use the Brox to shuffle back in the energy so I know my Fiery Flint is live. And then I'm just going to take a knockout on this active because he still has to take, I believe, 3 more prizes, which he can't do this turn. And I guess there is a way that I could lose this game by doing this for sure. I gotta be careful, but I get rid of these 2. Like he could, in theory, snipe me for a knockout. But the other thing he could do is target my bench, which could be pretty annoying for sure. Like say he targets my bench here and I don't really have a way to retreat and attack this turn at the same time, I would have to rely on Confusion to come into play. Which means you'd have to have like all of his recycle energies and multiple manual attachments in hand. He's gonna go ahead and get the Mewtwo down now because Mewtwo is definitely his like heaviest attacker, meaning I would need to get like 6 energies to discard, 9 energies in total if I were to win the game with the Mewtwo. So he's gonna go retreat, go into the Mewtwo. Does he have enough energies though? That's the real question, right? I guess he's gonna shuffle back in some Pokemon using Brock's Grit. He's deciding if he only wants to shuffle in 2 because it looks like he's only lost 2 this game. No, he's gonna copy my thing, and oh, I see, he's gonna jet punch his turn. Okay. So here, like I said, like I'm stuck in the active here. So I have to figure out how I'm going to win this. I can attach to the active. I can find a skateboard too, which could help. But then I won't be able to attack this turn at all. I'm just gonna dig again. And he can like GX the, if he can get the Jirachi active, he can GX it for game. Gonna go ahead and just confuse and burn him. And just stall for a turn. This is definitely a really shaky last game. Maybe I should have picked a different one, but it's fine. He's gonna go ahead and damage himself, which is... It could be good for me. It really depends on like, now here I want to find it. If I can find a skateboard, I win, I think. Because I have double Fire Flint and a welder in hand. I think I can win if I can find a skateboard. But we gotta find it first. We have access to welder draw and heat factory draw, so we are drawing 6 this turn. And we also have to draw a single energy. So here I'm gonna go ahead and dump the custom catcher and the ultra space. Probably should have dumped the Lucamine, not really sure why I kept the Lucamine. But everything has 210 HP as far as like the Pokemon I need to knock out this turn, so it's not a huge deal. Maybe I can dump the Lucamine with a second welder, which I'm probably going to play. I mean, I kind of have to play it, right? Or maybe I want to use Heat Factory first just to see what I can dump with that. Besides, I want to find more energy, so I should probably Heat Factory then Welder, because if I can find more energy, then that'd be better if I can just manually draw one. I did not, but I did draw another Jirachi, which doesn't really change anything. But we're still going to draw off Welder here, right? So I'm going to manually attach to the bench and pass. Okay, so I'm not feeling super confident this turn, as I can tell. And he's still confused. I mean, he's still confused with the active, right? And he's still burned. Oh, thanks to Bursting Burn. Here you can just retreat into this Naga, get the recycle energy back into his hand, and he's just gonna pass. And I drew an energy, which does mean that I win the game, I believe. His lack of energy, I guess he burned up all of his energies earlier in the game. And there is 5 energies on board. There we go. So boom, that is game. Blacephalon GX is taking a knockout in the active because I was able to get a welder. So there we go, that's the 3 games. Definitely interesting. I'm not super sure how I feel about Naga Box quite yet with Porygon. I'm gonna have to play a few other games with different matchups to see if it can, you know, do well. And then Blacephalon, I'm gonna be super confident if I can play out a few tag team matchups. We are gonna have, so if this is gonna be the last one where we have the deck profiles, I think for now on, after this video, we're gonna have the deck profiles for these decks, right? And now for the next few matchups, we're going to probably reuse some of these decks that we've already played for the most part, right? And we're gonna make small adjustments as we see fit. And then in those adjustments, when those adjustments will be put in the description down below, where we put the actual deck list in the description for you guys to check out. So I think that's how we're gonna approach it for the time being until we get like a real post rotation on the ladder. I can still play online versus viewers, so if any of you viewers want to play, hop on the Discord. Patreons, I'm gonna be playing the Patreons, which I want to give a shout out to the Patreons as well, as a thank you for all the support, because if you guys don't know, I owe a lot of money to a lot of people. So being a Patreon helps me a lot. So let me list off some of these lovely people. Thank you to Ben Adel, Clint Weedle, Jordan Larson, Kyan, Oswaldo, Pat, my boy, Ryan, Snooky McBam, and Sultan. Thank you guys so much for the support on Patreon. I'm gonna start taking Twitch subscribers, YouTube subscribers. I think I have the YouTube join button, we'll see. And also Patreons, I'm gonna take some matches versus those guys. And then if I'm ever like in a rush to find a game, definitely join the Discord, because that's where I'm gonna ask people for games in the future on post rotation for PCGO whenever the Unified Mind cards come out. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share all the good jazz. If you want a chance to win some of our Unified Mind codes, as well as a booster box, answer the comment question of the day. What do you guys think about this matchup? What do you guys think about these decks? Some people are really excited about them. Other people are incredibly negative about them. And I want to hear your opinions. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.